Hi everybody. So I decided I would make some cookies today. Not my chocolate chip, those are already out there. But I love oatmeal raisin cookies and I love peanut butter cookies, so I'm going to make oatmeal peanut butter cookies. Uh, I don't make these that often. Not sure why, because I do love them, but probably because I could eat the whole thing of cookies. So I have in my mixing bowl already 3/4 cups of white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 cup of butter. You can use shortening if you want. Like you can use a 1/2 cup of shortening and a 1/2 cup of butter. But so that's up to you. You can use shortening if you prefer a flaky cookie versus a moist cookie. I like moist, but I like moist and buttery. So it's really just a matter of preference. Also, I think shortening is disgusting, but both my grandmothers used it. I'm sure yours did too. My personal opinion is like you may as well just drink a bottle of fat or, it's kind of gross, but whatever. I understand the purpose of it. I'll say that. So I already have this in my mixing bowl. My butter's been softened. It's been sitting out. So I'm going to mix it. On, I tend to start out just on slow until it is combined, then I usually up the speed. Once it is fully combined, I am going to put in 2 eggs and I'm gonna mix them in one at a time, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's fully combined. Every now and then you need to stop and scrape the bowl so everything gets down in there. It's kind of boring when I don't really have anything to talk about. Didn't really do anything this weekend. I was supposed to go to Six Flags with Craig and Carlton, but my neck or my nerve is still not completely healed, so decided not to go. Decided to just stay home and watch football all weekend. Yesterday I didn't even get dressed. All right, so it's starting to combine, so I'm gonna increase my speed a little bit. While that's doing that, I'm gonna grab some eggs. So I am going to add 2 eggs, put them in one at a time. Kind of ideal if you allow your eggs to become room temperature because they combine better and you want everything to kind of be the same temperature. But if you don't have the time, don't sweat it that much. All right, the other thing I'm gonna add is some vanilla, just a little bit, because everything tastes better with vanilla. I'm gonna put a little bit, teaspoon of vanilla. Let that mix. scrape my bowl again. I'll let you guys see what this looks like. All right, so in this bowl is my dry mix. I have a cup and a half of flour. I have 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I have a teaspoon of my vanilla powder, and I have a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And the reason I have a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt is because I tend to like to bake with salted butter, even though most recipes call for you to bake with unsalted butter. And it's not that big of a difference, but if you have like high blood pressure or something like that, then I would say to bake with unsalted butter, because salted butter has a lot of salt in it. But that's just, again, a personal preference. So I also have 1.5 cups of quick oats, which is like Quaker oats like this. Quick Quaker oats. Don't use rolled oats, because I buy rolled oats and I had to actually go to the store to get quick oats. But if you're baking cookies, quick oats is the preference that you want. All right, so what I'm gonna do, turn this back on and slowly add my dry mix to my wet mix. That happened. Now, if you have it on a higher speed, know that flour is gonna go everywhere. All right, so let's stop this for a second and let's bring you guys up here so you can actually see what's going on. Is there a way to do this? I don't know. Let's see. All right, bear with me. This video sucks, but I'm getting used to this kind of crap. All right, that's a little bit better. You can see now that it's starting to turn into dough. All right. scrape the bowl again. Does anybody else, like when you are baking, you want every little drop in there? Or is it just me and my anal compulsive behavior? All right, so now I'm gonna turn this back on, and then I am going to add my quick oats slowly so they blend. All right, the last thing I'm going to add are some raisins. Now, you don't have to add raisins. I like oatmeal raisin cookies. So you can put about a cup or less. It's up to you. Just my thing. Or you can just leave them as oatmeal peanut butter cookies. Either way. And notice I'm not measuring, I'm just kind of adding them. All right, so now I'm gonna take this mixture and I am going to let it sit in the refrigerator for, I don't know, a few hours. And the reason for that is because when things are cold, it congeals. And I'm sure there are more technical scientific terms that I don't have in the space in my brain for, but you get a denser cookie and it rises better. So if you have the patience, if you have the time, go ahead and sit your cookies dough in the refrigerator, let it get cold or chill for a few hours, and then bake your cookies later. Trust me, you'll get a better cookie. Once I do that, I'll show you my mix. I'll show you how I spread the cookies out and bake the cookies, and we'll be back. All right, so my cookie dough is chilled, and I have put some parchment paper down, and I used a cookie dough scooper, which is like an ice cream scooper, it's just smaller. And I have put out 5 rows of 4 balls of cookies. I am going to bake them in my oven for anywhere from 10 to 14 minutes, depending on your oven. And if you have a convection setting, that's ideal, because cookies do better in convection, which is just dry air. But if you don't, it's all right, just watch them. And I will show you what they look like when they come out of the oven. Adios. All right, so my cookies came out of the oven. Notice how they are kind of tall. They're not flat. They're nice and brown. And that's what convection does. So it's really good if you can have a convection oven. I didn't always have one, which is why I have that Breville countertop. So yeah, I'm gonna let them cool and my cookies are done.